Namaste students, my name is JVS Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidyapith, Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss a practical session, that is the testing of antimicrobial activity. And this belongs to the subject Medical Biotechnology Lab. So the antimicrobial activity, testing of antimicrobial activity, this is generally known as the zone inhibition test. Okay, so name of this test is the Kirby-Borer test, and it is a quantitative method, and it is used clinically or experimentally to measure the antibiotic resistance or the for the specific bacteria. So to test the ability of solids and textiles to inhibit the microbial growth, the unknown samples may be tested for their antimicrobial activity. So this can be utilized in the research also. Researchers who develop the antimicrobial textiles, antimicrobial surfaces, antimicrobial drugs, tablets, liquids, they use this method to see the antimicrobial activity or the inhibitory activity of their material, their extracts. So with this method, the almost 1 million cells from a single strains are spread over an agar plate using a sterile swab. So they prepare a loan on the culture plate. So then when we spread the cells, bacterial cells on the agar plate, we put the agar plates in the incubator for the growth. So after the incubation time, the bacteria, they form a loan on the plates, on the media. So we can test the bacteria, we can test the fungal strains is susceptible to the antimicrobial agent. Then a zone of inhibition appears on the agar plate. So such as on the agar plate, on the experiments, they form a circular zone of inhibition, means a clear zone is there, because your stuff, your extraction, your product have the antimicrobial activity, so that product will inhibit the growth of the bacteria, and the all around that product, that extraction, the bacteria will die, and it will create a clear zone with no bacterial growth. So that is known as the zone of inhibition. If it is resistant to the antimicrobial agent, then the no zone is evident if it do not have the antimicrobial activity. Okay, so you can check the antibacterial, antimicrobial activity. So how to perform the experiment? So first of all, we will prepare, we will select that which bacteria or which fungal will be tested, and what is the which strain of interest is grown on the pure culture. So we prepare the inoculum, then we prepare the media. If it is a bacteria, then we prepare the nutrient agar. If it is the fungus, we will prepare a different media for the fungal growth, for example the PDA. Then using a sterile swab, we will inoculate the sample, we will inoculate the bacterial or fungal suspension, that will be spread evenly on the face of the sterile agar plate. Okay, so the antimicrobial agent is applied to the center of the agar plate if it is only a single agent. If you have more than one, you can distribute them accordingly with the equal distances in such fashion that the antimicrobial doesn't spread out from the center. So you can use a paper disc that is absorbed in the antimicrobial agent, or you can make a hole in the center of the agar plate, and you will add or pour the liquid substance in this pore. So well method can be used, or the disc method can be used. Both can be utilized for this experiment. So the agar plate is incubated for 18 to 24 hours as required, and at the temperature which is suitable for the microbe of the interest. Okay, so if the antibacterial antimicrobial agent reaches from the object into the agar, then it exerts a growth inhibition effect on the microbes, and it will it will not allow the microbe to grow there. That will inhibit the bacteria to grow, that will inhibit to fungus to grow, and that appears around the test product as a clear zone, and it will be known as the zone of inhibition. Okay, so you can measure the size of the zone, and it is related to the level of the antimicrobial activity present in the sample. You can the larger zone of inhibition, it means there is the higher antimicrobial activity present. If the zone of inhibition is lesser in size, it means it have the lesser antimicrobial activity. You can measure the diameter or the radius of the zone of inhibition, and you can compare it with the standard antibiotics or standard antifungal agents to establish the or to give the potential, or to make it that this is this much of potent to inhibit the bacteria or the fungus. Okay, so the this test is have some positive aspect. It have some negative aspects also, because the zone of inhibition testing is a fast, and it is inexpensive related to the other laboratory tests for antimicrobial activity. So this is very much feasible to perform. Okay, and this is suited for the determining the qualitative analysis of the agents. Okay, so the ability of the water soluble antimicrobials to inhibit the growth of the microorganisms, as well as there are many samples possible to perform at a single time. So you can perform the experiment on more than one samples. You can make 4 wells, you can make 5 wells or 5 discs on a single plate. You can make more than one plates at a single time. Okay, so a number of samples can be screened for the antimicrobial properties using this method, because this is quick and easier and inexpensive compared to the other experiments. So the liquids, coated antimicrobial surfaces, and antimicrobial impregnated solids products can all be tested for their antimicrobial activities. So these are the positive aspects of this experiment. Some negative aspects are also there, that if the agents leach out of the object and into the aqueous agar matrix, such as silver ions, usually show better results than the antimicrobials that stay affixed to the object or textile, or that are not water soluble. Okay, so what about the things which are not water soluble? You cannot test them. Again, the tests do not necessarily indicate the microorganisms have been killed by the antimicrobial product, just that they have been prevented from growing. Okay, so if they are the inhibitor or they are the sidal effect, okay, they are preventing them to grow or they are killing them, you cannot say. So suppose if it is only stopping their growth, so when you can get the zone of inhibition. So this is not a marked difference between these two phenomena. Then the microbial growth agar themselves may interfere with the function of some antimicrobial agents. So the antimicrobial agent and the agar will be inert to each other. If they are showing some reactions to each other, that may interfere your interpretation, that may interfere with the result. Okay, this method cannot be used to test the activities of the antimicrobial agents against the viruses because they don't grow on the agar plates. Okay, so the next approach will be adopted in the case. So this depends upon case to case. This depends upon the application. If you are want to check the effect on the viruses, you have to adopt another methods. This method is not suitable for the viruses. So the method that has some natural variability and zones of microbial inhibition do not always have a clear or regular boundaries in some agents. This method is not a quantitative method. You can compare, of course you can compare, but this is not giving a quantity that's this much of antibacterial activity this have. Okay, so because it is a fast, it is quantitative, it is regularly used in the experiments, in the pathology labs also. So in the textile, in the industrial purposes, it is utilized for the antimicrobial activity of the other substances. Okay, so this is a very good approach to test the antimicrobial activity for the substances, for the drugs in initial levels. So hope you are satisfied with this video session. If you have any doubt, if you have any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.